Hello students, welcome once again in the last part of the fourth chapter Poverty of your second book Indian Economic Development. Today we will complete it. We have discussed a lot about poverty. But do you know what are the reasons responsible for the social evil poverty in India? Let's discuss them. There are a number of reasons which are responsible for the problem of poverty in India. These reasons broadly can be classified into two groups, economic reasons and non-economic reasons. First, we will discuss the economic factors responsible for poverty. First among economic factors is underutilization of natural resources. No doubt, India possesses vast and rich natural resources. But we could not yet utilize the country's natural resources to the fullest extent. A large part of our water, forest, energy and mineral resources is either unutilized or underutilized, which is responsible for our poor growth and poverty. Second reason among economic factor is low level of technology. The level of technology being adopted in India is low and outdated. Use of low technology results in low level of productivity and consequently the country remains a state of poverty. Not only we are poor in technology, also we import the technology from well-developed countries, which also cost us more, adding to our poverty. Third among economic factor is widespread unemployment. We know that there is a problem of widespread unemployment in India. The problem of unemployment here has many forms. It may be open unemployment, it may be under unemployment, it may be disguised unemployment and so on. The labor force of country remains idle as India is a labor surplus economy and a part of labor force is unutilized because of unemployment or intermittently employed as casual laborers. Casual laborers are the most vulnerable sections of the society because they have neither job security nor any assets. Consequently, the level of income and purchasing power goes down. Poverty is thus closely related with unemployment. Fourth reason among economic factors is backwardness of agriculture. As we know, India is mainly an agrarian economy. Our more than 70% population was engaged in this sector at the time of independence. Still today, more than 50% population, that means more than half population of India is engaged in agriculture. But inadequate supply of water, fertilizers, pesticides and high yielding variety seed goods and the low level technology are the main reasons responsible for backwardness of agriculture in India. As a result of it, per hectare productivity and per capita productivity are also low in India and that's why most of our farmers live in poverty. Lack of access of the people to the cultivable land, to the unequal distribution of land holdings and failure of land reforms are the major reasons of poverty in rural India. The fifth reason among economic factors is inflationary pressures. Poor and middle class of the society is forced to live in pressure because of continuous rise in the prices of mass consumption goods. In this regard, especially a continuous increase in the price of good and food grains is mounting pressure on the poor people. As a result of this inflationary pressure, a large section of the population has been thrown below the poverty line. Inequalities in the distribution of wealth and income are also to a large extent responsible for poverty in India. As we know, a large section of the people is forced to remain under poverty due to concentration of wealth and income in a few hands. For example, about 34% of country's purchasing power is concentrated in the hands of only 10% rich people. Next economic factor is vicious circle of poverty. India is at present entangled in the vicious circle of poverty. It means that here poverty is both the cause and the effect. Poverty is a curse, but it becomes bigger curse when it perpetuates itself. These were some of the economic factors responsible for poverty in India. Now some non-economic factors. First among them is legacy of British rule. Britishers ruthlessly exploited the country during their colonial rule. They destroyed India's traditional handicraft industries and adopted policies contrary to the country's economic development. India could not yet overcome and compensate the harm and hurt done by the British rulers. Second non-economic factor is rapid rise in population. On the one hand, the size of India's population is big, and on the other, it is increasing at a rapid rate. Consequently, the level of per capita income and consumption is not increasing much. Third reason for rising poverty in India is social factors. We are also witnessing hurdles in the way of country's development due to illiteracy, ignorance, backwardness, outdated anti-development social structure and unscientific orthodox outlook. Inadequacy of social structure affecting the quality of life of the people and their employability is also causing poverty in India. Now a question arises in all of our mind. Can we never come out of this social misery? Have to always suffer poverty? The answer is absolutely no. The following measures can go a long way to reduce the inequalities of income. And these measures are: first, poverty can be eliminated by providing more employment opportunities so that people may be able to meet their basic needs. Second remedy is that labor-intensive technique rather than capital-intensive techniques should be used. Third measure is that the various social security schemes like Workmen's Compensation Act, Maternity Benefit Act, Provident Fund Act and other benefits in case of death, disability or disease while on duty can make a frontal attack on poverty. Fourth remedy for poverty removal is the policy of encouraging cottage and small industries. It can help to create employment in rural areas also, especially in backward regions. Fifth measure for poverty removal is various schemes for the uplift of rural poor. They may be started. Land reforms have the motto, land belongs to the tiller. Thus, many measures were undertaken to abolish the zamindari system, as we know that zamindars also exploit the landless labourers. The main measure to remove poverty may be education. Education helps to bring out the best in human mind and spirit. These should be given special facilities of stipend, free books and contingency allowance. Without the active cooperation of citizens and political leaders, poverty cannot be eradicated from India. Ensuring the minimum supply of needs to the poor sections of the society can help in solving the problem of poverty. For this, public procurement and distribution system should be improved and strengthened. Students, we should also know here the types of poverty. Actually, poverty is of two types, absolute poverty and relative poverty. Let's understand the two terms. When poverty is taken in absolute terms and is not related with consumption or income pattern, it is known as absolute poverty. On the other hand, when poverty is taken in relative terms and is related to the distribution of income or consumption, it is known as relative poverty. The concept of absolute poverty is relevant for the less developed countries like India and relative poverty for developed countries. For measuring absolute poverty, a minimum level of consumption standard is laid down, non-poverty line, and those who fail to reach this minimum consumption level are regarded as poor. On the other hand, according to the relative standard, income distribution of the population in different fractile groups is estimated, and a comparison of the level of living of the top 5 to 10% with the bottom 5 to 10% of the population relates the relative standard of poverty. So, students, our chapter poverty completes here. Now, it is the time to test our knowledge. I mean to say it is the time to do some questions now. Let's start. Question number 1. Out of total world's poor persons, how many lives in India? Option A, more than one half. Option B, more than one third. Option C, more than one fourth. And option D, more than one fifth. If you remember, line was said that every sixth poor person in the world is an Indian. Every sixth means more than one fifth. It means our answer is D, more than one fifth. Second question is, who are regarded as poor? Those who are unable to meet their basic necessities, those who are unable to meet their comforts, those who are unable to meet their luxuries, or those who are unable to meet their demands. Yes, of course, answer is A. Poor are those persons who are unable to meet even their basic necessities. Question number 3 is, why Indira Awas Yojana was launched? Means what is the objective behind Indira Awas Yojana? Option A, to provide employment to urban poor. Option 2, to provide employment to rural poor. Option C, to provide houses to poor. Option D, to provide free food to poor. The term is Indira Awas Yojana and Awas stands for house. So, it can never be for employment or food. Its answer is option C. It was for providing houses to poor. Question number 4. What factors are responsible for the growth of poverty in India? Option A, economic factors are responsible. Option B, non-economic factors are responsible. Option C, both economic and non-economic factors are responsible. Option D, either economic factor or non-economic factors are responsible. Yes, our answer is C. Both economic and non-economic factors are responsible for the growth of poverty in India. Question number 5. What among the following is responsible for poverty in India? Option A, population. Option 2, unemployment. Option 3, politics. And option 4, all of the above. Yes, answer is D. All of the above are responsible for growing poverty in India. Question number 6. Total population of India is divided into two categories and they are: first option between poor and non-poor, second option between rich and poor, third option between poor and middle class, option D between rich and middle class. Answer is A, between poor and non-poor. Question number 7. A person is regarded as poor in rural areas if he is not able to consume dash calories per day. Option A, 2400 calories per day. Option B, 2100 calories per day. Option C 3600 calories per day and option D 2800 calories per day. Answer is A 2400 calories. So students, our chapter completes here with detailed analysis of poverty. We will meet again with a new chapter. Till then, thanks.